Hi, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Wake Up Call with Ante Nyata. This is your wake up call, and today we are going to be talking about Karens, but not the actions of the Karens, not the moments that these people are projecting their fears and their frustrations onto others, but the cause of the Karen, the underlying problem that leads these people to lash out at others. This video is inspired partially by what happened in the Short Hills Mall in the Pink store last week, I believe, and partially with a conversation that I've had with my friend in London. First, I want to talk about my friend in London because that story is a little bit shorter. We were talking a couple of days ago, and through our conversation, one thing she said to me is, I don't understand why these people feel like others having equal rights or being treated equally gives them less. I don't understand how they can feel frustrated or angry by something that has no negative effect on them. Good question. I guess it's not a question, but it's an excellent perspective. And honestly, it has been where I have been for probably the last year. Appalled by these videos and the behavior of these people, the audacity they feel, the entitlement they feel to walk up and harass and attack others verbally and use their energy to diminish and destroy others rather than build them up. Excuse me. As I said in the last video, I don't edit and I don't prepare notes. So if I have a hiccup or a little burp, that's just the reality of the situation. Now I want to go into this story about the Short Hills Mall. This isn't really new that we see somebody using their energy to attack someone else. Maybe someone of a different race, someone of a different sex. You know, this has been going on as long as time has been happening, and we're so lucky to live in the world that we do today where everyone has a camera in their hand. And I'm so proud of the people that stop what they're doing and that are aware of what's happening around them. They pull out their phone, they record these situations in order to protect others, to expose this hatred, and to deter those involved from continuing the course and the actions they're taking against their fellow human being. There's no separation between us. You are not separate from me. I'm here recording this video. You may be asleep still, but we're connected to each other. I actually feel so much empathy for this woman in the Short Hills Mall. Both women for sure. But one of them in particular, I'm still surprised by the audacity that this woman felt that she should lay on the floor in a retail store, scream and cry and disturb not only the business that in the US we value above everything, obviously, but to disturb the peace and the enjoyment that everyone is having, not only in that store, but you know that it echoed out into the mall. I've spent 25 years working for some of the finest retailers in the world, and I'm telling you right now, the moment she laid on the floor would have been the moment that I made sure that she left my store. People go shopping, one, because they might need something, but two, just to be with their friends, to enjoy. And for her to believe that she had the right to destroy everyone's peace, not just the woman she was attacking, was very shocking to me. But the real problem is when she started to lie. She's screaming in the store, she's lying, she's threatening me, she's threatening me. She calls the police and says the same thing to the police, where no threat was made. And we can see that in the video, we can hear that from the store manager, and we can see that in the statement that was given to the police. And the woman making the recording says, when she's on the phone with the police, she says, "This is how they get us killed." And that resonated with me so greatly because it's true. That is how they get people killed. Because that woman on the phone, she's transferring her false, frustrated, angry, insane, sort of energy. Not that she's insane, I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but the energy it's chaotic, that's a better word. She's transferring that to the operator on the phone. Just the same way as I'm transferring my energy to you now, just the same way as when you give a stranger a smile, they smile back instinctively, and a ripple effect, everyone down the street as they pass each other. We are transferring our energy constantly to each other because we're connected to each other. So she transfers it to the operator on the phone. The operator then transfers that to the police officer that is responding to the situation. Both of them believing a completely false reality. This woman has chosen to use her energy to paint a picture in the mind of the operator and in the police officer that is absolutely false. And so the police officer responds to the scene with a false impression of what is happening. That's how not only we get each other killed, but we create this ripple effect of chaos into the world. So now that I told these stories, I want to focus on the cause. This woman is not angry at the other woman recording the phone call or recording the situation. She is frustrated by her loss in power, by herself witnessing and feeling every day that her team, that her small percentage of privileged, audacious mentality is diminishing. And why? Because the rest of us are reclaiming our power. Because we see Britney Spears and Simone Biles, as I discussed in my last video, reclaiming their freedom, ready to throw away and break down everything they have spent their entire life, all of their energy, all of their focus, all of their faith, all of their belief building. That they have denied themselves joy, they have denied themselves family time, friend time, memories. They have denied themselves a childhood to achieve this, and now they don't care. They would rather be free and happy. As we reclaim that power that we have given to corporations and different segments of society, these people feel that they're not aware enough. They have not chosen a spiritual path, so they are not aware enough to realize this is not about what's happening in front of me. This is about me and my subconscious knowing that I am losing my power. I'm losing my ability to hide behind the curtain, to create smoke that diverts human attention, which is what the media does. And I'm scared because I don't know how to live any other way, because I have used this audacious belief system and these systems of entitlement to prop myself up so that I don't have to be a good person, because I'm entitled to whatever I want. I'm entitled to disturb your peace. I'm entitled to hurt you, to disparage you, to diminish you, because I am born a certain way. I am born a certain place. I am born into a certain family. It's time for your wake-up call. It's time for you to get a grip, people. But here's the thing. Those of us that do live a spiritual path, we can see and we have a responsibility to have empathy for these people, to have understanding for them. We don't have to forgive them. We don't have to allow that behavior. But to have empathy and perspective isn't the ultimate gift. I have been fortunate enough to live all over the world, to have been through many unbelievable challenges and situations in my life. And I'm grateful for all of them because they have given me a perspective that I don't share with anyone else. that I have a level of empathy that, as far as I have met others in my life, is unmatched. And though I don't always choose to deal with everything the right way that I believe is best, sometimes I've had enough too. Sometimes I just do want to yell at someone. But I always notice how much more energy that drains out of me than if I had just reacted in a peaceful, loving way with understanding and kindness. In that situation, I would have consoled her. I would have finished what I was doing in that store, and I would have said to her, "Do you need someone to talk to? Can we go have a tea together?" And I would have gotten her out of the store. I would have offered that first to get her out of there, but second because she needs someone to talk to. And often a stranger is much easier to talk to than a family or friend or colleague, because those people are affected by the decisions that you make. You're afraid that they're going to be afraid, right? I'm someone that I've struggled with severe anxiety and lifelong depression. And so many times I felt like not only would somebody not understand my problems, but that I would be burdening them. And that then they would be worried about me, and it may have a negative effect on their ability to be kind to their family that day or to be joyful at work that day. And this is what they feel, but they are not aware enough. They are not introspective enough to know that that is what's happening. So those of you that do know, please, when you see this situation happening, try to have some empathy for both parties. Let the person being attacked know, listen, I'm sorry this is happening. I'm going to try to diffuse this for you. I'm going to try to help everyone because we're connected. We're not separate. So when we show love to the most angry, hateful person, that is our best opportunity to heal humanity and to move them forward so that we don't have to keep replaying this record that has started over again with Delta that is causing us to go back into hibernation. Because why? Because we didn't get the wake-up call. We didn't see the big picture. And we're holding on to the past, praying, please let life return to normal. When have we as a human race begged the universe, begged God, begged all of life and light to return to a time that is 2 years past? To return to a time that is completely dead, that does not exist anymore, that cannot exist. But because people are afraid and they're just holding on, let's evolve. This is the time that we have been waiting for millennia. This is an exciting time. It does not have to be scary. It's scary because we're afraid. We've trapped ourselves in the nightmare of money and finances and bills and credit cards and debt, and this is the time to free yourself. You don't have to quit your job, but you can start choosing freedom, and bit by bit it will come to you. These people are not mad at you. They're projecting a fear they cannot define onto others. And that brings me to the way that I answered my friend's question. I said to her, they're not afraid of others having equal rights. They're projecting what they don't know onto someone. Things are happening to them. They're changing on a molecular level. Our DNA is changing. The light coming to the earth has changed years ago, and it is affecting us on a molecular DNA level. And because these people don't lead a spiritual path, they don't lead an introspective path, they've led a path of fear, self-judgment, and self-limiting beliefs. So they're afraid of what they feel inside. And they think it's this, movement, or it's this race of people. But it's really just the lack of introspection. And I really am praying for the whole of humanity to get this wake-up call, to join me in focusing on showing love. When somebody's in that situation, know they don't have a right to be doing it, but know we don't have a right to harass them, to cancel them, diminish them, and destroy their lives. Maybe they do deserve it, and maybe that's what will teach them. Whatever happens, happens. But I encourage you to react with love. When you feel yourself boiling up, when you feel I'm about to take this action, just pause and think, is that the way I want this to happen to me? Because trust me, everything you're judging people on is coming to you. You're going to be put in their shoes so that you have the perspective to have empathy in the future, and that you understand and that you evolve and grow. These people are simply afraid, and a lot of us have lived our life in fear because of a book that we believed had all the answers, because of what our parents taught us, because we are now trapped in a mortgage and credit card debt and bills and buying all this knickknacks at stores and then renting storage spaces. We're buying things and then putting them in storage. We're paying rent. You're paying an interest rate on the things that you own because you're afraid. Not because you want things, not because you need things, because you're afraid to let go. I'm going to wrap this up before it gets too long. I encourage you to focus on letting go and love, and see how far that can take you. See how much it can shift your day-to-day perspective and reality. A lot of people are just digging in their heels. They're digging themselves in deeper rather than, coming to the surface. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your neighbors. Find something today you can do to show love to somebody else. Somebody that doesn't expect it, somebody that maybe never even noticed you, somebody that maybe you will never see again. Try to do one thing today to show love to someone else, and then let me know in the comments how it affected you. Tell me what you did. Tell me how it affected you. Create that ripple effect. Be the change you wish to see in the world. If you enjoyed the video today, please like, subscribe, visit me on Facebook, send me a message. I would love to chat with some of you, love to share my perspective or make videos based on things that you tell me you want to hear about. I really appreciate you giving me some of your time today. I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. I'm definitely sharing it with you, and I'm sending my love and healing light out to the whole world today. Have a wonderful day.